Don't try to stop the mind's chatter, because what you resist will persist. And if you are caught in this story in your mind that, oh, I'm trying to meditate and I'm trying to stop my thoughts, what will happen is that every time you have thoughts that you can't control, you will automatically enter into some kind of frustration or irritation because things are not going the way you want them to go. You expect yourself to stop your thoughts, and this does not work because it is precisely getting caught in this story that is keeping you from your peace, which is the ultimate goal of trying to stop your thoughts, is it not? You see, peace is found in stillness and in silence, which is why we try to escape from our mind storm. Our thoughts are going all over the place, and so too we feel like we are getting pulled all over the place. And this getting pulled all over the place is what is responsible for the lack of peace that we experience. And so we think that we need to stop the storm in order to be free from the influence of our thoughts. But you do not have to do this. All you have to do is center yourself in the eye of the storm. And in this, it doesn't matter what thoughts you have. It doesn't matter if your thoughts are going crazy. You can still be at peace. And wouldn't it be better to be at peace no matter what thoughts are happening, rather than placing conditions on your peace and your happiness, that only until my thoughts are gone can I be at peace? Why not unconditional peace? And so the way to unconditional peace is through the following realization. You see, if you pay close attention, you will hear that there is a vast ocean of silence around you at all times. But because in our daily life we are so distracted by all the different noises, we do not pay attention to the silence. Only when you go out into the mountains, into the forest, can you truly hear the presence of that silence that is always there. But now the noises of the city, the noises of our environment are no longer present to cover up this silence. But the truth is that the silence is always there. And as you may have experienced, with silence comes peace, which is why they say peace and quiet, and is also why you experience peace while being out in nature. One way to think of silence and peace is that these are like the fragrance of space. Space radiates silence and it radiates peace. And you see, what you find is that space and silence are eternal forces. From the moment you were born until the moment you die, all the sounds that you hear in life will arise from and return back into an eternal silence. An easy way to think of this is just the number or the value of 0. 0 is infinite nothingness. All to say that within you is an inner spaciousness that is eternal. And within this eternal inner spaciousness, there is stillness, there is silence, and there is an everlasting peace. Which means that peace, in truth, is unconditional. It doesn't matter what you are experiencing in your world. It doesn't matter what you are experiencing in your thoughts. The peace is always there. It's just that we have been distracted by the noise of the world, the noise of our thoughts, and so we do not perceive the peace. You see, what happens is that when we have a thought, we identify with that thought, and because the thoughts are always changing, they're always going crazy. When we attach ourselves to our thoughts in this way, that is why we get pulled all over the place. And so in order for you not to get pulled all over the place, you must remain non-attached. And you remain non-attached by observing your thoughts. Because whenever you observe something, there are automatically two things. There is the thing that you observe, and there is you there to observe that thing. So in your observation alone, you create separation. You create non-attachment. And in between yourself and your thoughts is a space. And this is like your safe space in which you can keep your peace. The peace that is always there. The better you get at observing your thoughts and observing your experiences, the more the space grows. But when you react to your thoughts, you get drawn back into them, and the gap closes. Now, the factor that changes everything is when you discover this inner spaciousness within you. For instance, when you focus on your breath and pay close attention to the spaces between each breath, what you will find is that that space is there when you breathe in, when you pause, and when you breathe out. The space is there all along. And by focusing your attention on this space, you, in a way, dive deeper into it. And as you become more and more familiar with this inner spaciousness, you will realize that there is an everlasting peace that is the radiance of this inner spaciousness. And so long as you can return your attention back into yourself and remain in this inner spaciousness, you will be at peace no matter what happens. This inner spaciousness is your true safe space, because all of our suffering occurs because our mind is distracted by the stories we are telling ourselves. As Eckhart Tolle once said, the primary cause of our unhappiness is never what happens to us, but our thoughts about it, our negative reactions, our resistance to the present moment. And you see, as you begin to focus on this inner spaciousness, you become more and more deeply rooted in the present moment. And so whenever you get caught in the mind storm, whenever you're struggling with your thoughts, just remember these two things. You can return to this inner safe space by focusing on the breath and realizing the space, recognizing this inner spaciousness that is always present. And by observing your thoughts with detachment, you automatically create space from them that protects you from their influence. Let me know how your mind has been giving you trouble in the comments down below. Much peace and many blessings.